G'day and welcome to Food Froffies Fortnite. This is episode 4 now, I believe. We are flying through. I am Cameron, your host. I am joined by...
Hi, I'm Gary Smith.
And today we are joined by a very special guest. He resides within our house as well. We had Toby on last episode. His name is Mr. Jake Underwood. Welcome, Jake.
Oh, thanks, boys. And thank you, Cameron and Gary. What's the go with that? That's... Where have you been? You've been called out. You've been cancelled. You had to change your name. What's the go?
No, I was born Gary.
You were born Gary.
Yeah.
What's it say on the back of these microphones over here?
It says "fuck off."
It says "fuck off," does it? Yeah.
Oh.
He's a little bit. So our friend Gary here is. He's. I've always known him to be a bit of a dodgy fellow, and undertaking in some pretty. Dangerous extracurricular activities. So I believe is that why you've gone with this name?
No, I was born Gary.
Oh right. So what's the go with this podcast? I've seen you two doing this. I've never seen you two get along better than doing this. So I thought maybe I would jump on board and be part of the positive energies.
So, yeah, today, Jake, we got you on to talk about your barbecue prowess. So, of course, in the Food Froffies Fortnite, we discuss Food Froffies and, of course, play Fortnite in the background as well.
I can see that.
And, yeah, you've really just come to the battleground recently with the barbecue edition, often sort of taking over a number of your meals throughout the week that you prepare for yourself. How have you found sort of that whole process, I guess?
Well, if you don't catch your food on fire and the flames aren't going above the lid, then you're doing it wrong.
That sounds amazing, to be honest. When I cook myself, you're basically cooking with fire. You're cooking with gas, you're cooking with fire. You want the food to catch on fire. It cooks faster and it's more delicious, I would say.
You cook by putting everything in the air fryer.
Oh, not everything now. It's just very convenient.
I've seen you put a steak in the air fryer. For someone who hosts a show called Food Froffies and Fortnite, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of Froffies in Fortnite, but the food, the intake is disappointing.
It's funny you say that because a lot of the food that we discuss on this podcast is fast food, and we've had a number of listeners complaining that they want a bit more variety, and we just thought we'd get a little bit healthier, a little bit sort of more
I don't think you should
natural.
Pander to the woke Michaels.
Well, we have had dozens of emails to the podcast email.
Has it been one person emailing?
No,
that?
it's dozens.
Oh, dozens.
Yeah.
Oh, because you're airborne. You're really taking off on this front.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, we don't like to talk ourselves up too much, but the pod's getting there,
Yeah.
You just got nominated for an ARIA as well. So.
Well,
from humble beginnings.
It's by far the most successful thing that's happened out of this household.
Yes.
Which isn't saying much, but...
Hey, we've got tickets flying out the door for our Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre show happening in November 21. And it's just... I am astounded by the amount of feedback we're getting for this show, don't you think, Gary?
Yes.
Nice. So let's go a little bit into your charcoal chicken preparation. We noticed that you like to use a bit of dry rubs. Can you just sort of talk us through the flavours and sort of your favourites, your go-tos, and like how that sort of influenced the food that you prepare for yourself?
Well, it's very important that you get a good rub. And highly recommend going to Barbecues Galore, loading up on all the different flavors. You can get the charcoal chicken flavor, or you can get the peri peri chicken flavor, or you can get the Mumbai street food flavor. There's all these different flavors you can get, Cameron. It's very exciting.
I've noticed that dry rubs have been like a huge thing. Like I've always experienced wet rubs myself, but dry rubs have sort of taken off a little bit more. And
what kind of meat are we talking about?
Well, normally you pay a bit extra for a wet rub. A dry rub's actually pretty cheap, and you can use it multiple times. So a wet rub is sort of a one and done sort of thing. That's yeah.
It's actually harder for me because I'm circumcised, you see.
What are you
Oh
talking
no! Oh, what are you talking about?
What the fuck?
I was just saying, once you open the wet rub and put it on the meat, then you've only got a few days until it goes off.
Yeah, like you got to put it in the fridge.
You got to put it in the fridge for a dry rub.
So
Is this what you talk about on your show?
So
I come
we
on
talk
here
about-
being a good Christian boy, and then you start talking about being circumcised. It's just not
Not
right.
necessarily.
It's more of a Jewish thing.
Oh,
So
Well,
we
just
like
a-
to discuss food froffies and of course play Fortnite on Food Froffies Fortnite. And so back to the barbecues galore. We noticed that there's a deal that you like to take good advantage of when you go through those stores.
well, yes. Well, being from a house of Rauders, they got the deal where you buy one and then you put two in your pocket and then you walk out the door.
Well, we don't condone stealing on this podcast.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
the buy one you get two for free deal. It wouldn't steal. It's just said before, good Christian boy wouldn't steal. It would just rip everyone off.
Yeah. So.
What's
do you-
it?
Is this how what you wanted when I came on? Is this what
this
you were
is
looking
exactly
for?
what.
What
This is exactly how I-
so what's your favourite dry rub?
The charcoal chicken one is the best. It's the best flavour.
So what-
But sometimes it can be too much. You gotta put a little bit on.
And what makes it better than the others?
It tastes the best, Declan. It has
who?
the most flavour. I mean, Gary.
Yeah.
Sometimes Gary is often falsely accused of looking like his twin brother Declan.
I don't have a twin brother. I've been told I look like this Declan guy, but
Yeah.
I've no idea who he is.
Well, I've heard he's a bit of a pest, so you probably don't want to be. You probably don't want to be aligned with him.
I've only heard great things.
So are
about
we
him.
supposed to be watching the Fortnite here, or are we supposed to be talking to each other, or what's the...
It's both.
This is so that I can maintain interest in the podcast. I've got to have
It's a
something
bit
in
of
the
a-
background.
Is just,
It's a bit of an ADHD thing as well.
Yeah.
Toby
See-
requested the Fortnite on the screen.
well, if
Our
you...
guest from the last episode.
If you are listening to what Toby suggests, then you're probably going down the wrong path. But having said that, I am finding this quite entertaining.
So am I. So I'm playing as Captain Jack Sparrow, and I've actually got 7 eliminations just quietly.
Just
Wow.
seven
Yeah,
eliminations.
pretty decent
How many are
hit-outs.
left? Is that 20,
26.
26 left?
Yes.
Are you gonna... Have you...
We
have
haven't
you-
had a Vicky Royal yet
haven't?
on the pod,
No, not on the pod.
but
It's going to be a huge day.
that would be very good for the pod.
I was hearing back from the people that run the convention and exhibition centre, and they're like, we're going to try and broadcast your Fortnite playing onto massive projectors. And I'm like, well, I'm happy just bringing this like 40-inch TV along. Like, that's more than enough for me. And they're like, no, sorry, like everyone needs to be able to see it from like, you know, the back row and stuff. And I'm like, oh, like it's going to be so much pressure. So like, there's every chance that I could go through about 20 games and last about 2 minutes in each of them, you know? Like live podcasts.
Sounds like me in the bedroom.
So tickets are still running out the door for that one. Just head to www.mcec.vic.gov.au/Food Froffies Fortnite.
Is that right?
Yeah. Just flying out the door.
Having said that, do you think, speaking of TVs, do you think it's time that the street provided us with a slightly larger TV, or maybe...
It'd be good. You know what? The story with this one is Cameron and I were going to McDonald's or something like that.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And on the way back, on the way there, I'm like, that's a big free TV. And on the way back, I'm like, there's that same free big TV. And I'm like, let's put it in the back of my car.
That's a pretty thoughtful idea.
And then
There was a lot of
Gary,
rotations involved with a number of TVs because that TV now belongs in Jake's
well,
room.
what happened was we got home with it, got it out, put it just here. And then next minute Zeb rolls in with this one, which is way better and was simply across the road. So...
Yeah. I've got some news on that, actually. I'm good. So this is a Food Froffies and Fortnite exclusive breaking news. You
About
heard
this
it first
TV?
about this TV. I've just
This
heard
one.
it. This TV is being taken from the house by one Zeb to bring back to Shepparton.
See, okay.
So are you aware of that? So how are we going to host this podcast?
We've been told that for months, but it hasn't happened yet.
Oh, he reckons he's going to do it. So, I'm sure you're going to get Zeb on your show at some stage, fellas. And
Tell you what, if Zeb can put it in his car and drive it to Shepparton, then he deserves it.
Well, all I'm going to say is maybe he could do a masterclass on rorting.
Yeah, we were going to do a reduced to clear episode with him, I'm pretty sure.
Have you spoken about the famous pizza incident, the Coles pizza incident?
No.
Oh, that's a story we're going to save for that episode.
Okay.
In a few weeks' time, I think it's meant to drop. So just stay tuned for that one.
It also hasn't been filmed yet, so
just stay tuned for that one. The one that's going to come in a few weeks. It's all filmed.
So it sounds like you've got some pretty big guests. You've had Toby, now you've had me, and then and you're going to have Zeb. Is there any other somewhat notable people that are going to come on the show?
Well, we're really just bashing our resources. I mean, the budget only allows for so much, and we've really had to push the case with especially yours. I mean, your manager demanded so much, so we're
Berkey.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see.
shout out Berkey.
Shout out Berkey manages some great bands as well as personal
Jake's
lives of
comedian career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and barbecuing career. Now, I understand that you're going to be special guesting with Curtis Stone on a Coles ad in a couple of weeks. Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
Well, yeah, Curtis is a long-time friend of mine. He's a really good bloke, and we've always talked about possibly collaborating together on a creative project.
Right, yeah.
And I've been working on some recipes, and so has he, and we've sort of been bouncing ideas back and forth. And it's always been one of those things where we've always been keen on working together, but it's more working and time when we're both free. As I'm an incredibly busy person. He's somewhat busy, being the face of Coles and having a family of 4. But it looks like in the next month that we're going to be releasing our barbecue cookbook together, and it's going to be also premiered on a Coles ad. So the new Coles, The Essentials of Barbecue, featuring Jake Underwood and Curtis Stone.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's really exciting. It's actually really, I'm really happy that you asked, actually, Cameron. That was really thoughtful of you.
So you mentioned he has a family of 4, which makes him quite busy. How soon until you have kids, Jake?
Probably. We'll see. We'll see about that, Gary. But I would say that probably quite a bit after you do, because I actually don't find myself in a blackmail situation.
A blackmail situation,
which I believe that actually no, that's not you. That's not you, Gary. Gary's all clear. I think that's actually why he's running by the name Gary. Cameron, I think he might have accrued a bit of personal debt, and I think maybe there might be. I hear little pitter patter, little footsteps on the little babies on the way that the makeup for the debt is all I've heard. But
I think you're thinking about that other guy again. But,
I mean, last I have heard is manhood has been removed, so it's going to be difficult for him. But we'll.
Oh goodness me, I haven't heard about that. But yeah, coming back to the Curtis Stone collab, I was just as soon as I heard it, it made sense to me that it was announced. It's one of those things where it's why didn't this happen sooner? So I think so many fans of both of you are just going to be so stoked. It's one of the better sort of crossover episodes, so to speak.
Well, I got 2 words for you: bidding war. Where we live in a duopoly. We've got Woolworths and Coles, and I'm not just going to sell myself out. I'm a Coles man, of course, but I needed to negotiate. Let them bid. Let them get to the highest price that I deserve.
I'm assuming the fact that you and Curtis go way back to your childhood would have had something to do with Coles winning.
Yeah, but I'm also pretty okay with betraying my friends at any moment.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
Money talks, right?
Money talks.
You can just buy new friends, can't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, look at the friends I've bought currently. Look what money can buy.
You really broke the bank for this one, didn't you?
Yeah, as you say, is money doesn't make you happy, but it really does eliminate sadness. So, and that's where we're at the moment.
We're down to 6 people in this Fortnite match now, and
This is very exciting.
Is this the closest we've been to a Vicky Royale?
I'm getting the shakes. I'm really trying to deliver for my huge fan base here.
You're like Zeb when he's had to spend more than $10. You're really starting to get the shakes. And you're like Toby when he hasn't.
Oh no!
He hasn't put up an Instagram story in the last half an hour.
See, fortunately, past and present guests don't seem to watch the show, so I feel like you can let loose.
You can let loose. We can really just we just air our grievances as a share house at this point.
Do you guys live together?
Well, yeah, we all did live together before a certain someone. He's got little love hearts in his eyes, and or maybe he's just scared of being alone at night. He just wants to be held, and I think that's.
You talking about Toby?
Yes, I am talking about Toby.
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 Turek calling is the Skyhook said. No, they said Bolton calling.
They did say that.
Just thought I'd mix it up a little bit. So this brings us to Froffies, and we understand that Valium is sort of one of the more upmarket Froffies on the street nowadays. Can you tell us about your experimentation with Valium, especially when it comes to the barbecue?
Well, I just thought that, because of severe barbecue injuries, like you need to lift the lid of the barbecue, you need to close the lid, and for even for a primed and pristine individual like myself, you find that you get a bit of repetitive strain in your lower back, and when that happens, it's time to hit up the old Valiums, and that's what I've been on. So no Froffies tonight, because we shouldn't mix our prescription medication with alcohol, even if it does sound like a good idea. We don't do it, children. We don't do that. So so I've been on the Valiums.
3 people left. Just want to mention
for a few days, and
I was trying not to mention that.
Not trying to mention that. Even if I tell you what, if you do not win, I'll be very disappointed. In fact, when you die, I think it's podcast over. That's all I'm going to say. So you want to really...
It could be one of those rare Food Froffies Fortnite episodes where we just play through one game of Fortnite, and that's looking pretty, pretty solid. It's like, the way I see it sometimes is you're half watching a few episodes of like a TV series you enjoy. It's like you're just not getting enough out of each of them, and I feel like I'm not bringing enough out of each of the games sometimes, but we're at least looking good in this scenario. I mean, top 3 is guaranteed at least.
So what's your favourite Frothy, Jake?
The delicious nectar there is, Victorian bitter. Of course.
Is that actually your favourite drink?
Well, I'm not a crafty beer type like these flogs. You'll hear Toby bang on about, and then you'll hear Cameron flogs. Bang on the absolute wankers. Oh, no. So I just like to drink Carlton Draft VB.
Zeb also?
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, but Zeb seems to.
We're down to 2.
Zeb seems to find that whatever is on special to be the most delicious thing in the world.
He does like to fork out occasionally. And I admire him for that.
I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if Zeb started selling secondhand beers on Facebook Marketplace.
It's only a matter of time. Here we go. Here's our last person.
Here we go. You better do it. You better do it.
Fuck.
You better do it.
He's got full health and shieldage.
All right. Well, this is very entertaining. We're still going to talk, Gary. I think this is up to us. The carry.
Oh my God!
He's done it. He's done it.
Let me emote, you pricks. Let me emote. There we go.
Oh my God! This has been the best episode yet, as far as Fortnite goes.
Have a victory line dance now that you've won. I reckon, Cammy.
Line dance.
Yeah, victory line dance between you and Gary. I reckon.
I reckon you two could do it.
Yeah, I don't think I can.
I haven't
actually.
done line dancing
think,
for years.
Done.
Is it still a thing? I thought it was all about the salsa dancing.
Maybe we could
Did you
just
have- did
maybe
you
you
have-
could just neck that Froffies for us. There it
Drink
is.
responsibly.
Oh, no,
Did you guys have the nutbush taught to you in primary school?
Oh yeah, I mean
That's a line dance.
not in primary school. I suppose it is
primary
because
school?
everyone's in.
I did it in like grade 3 or something.
Oh, did you? What else did you do in grade 3?
That was about it.
I've heard some stories out in the
Hey,
playground.
whoa.
I've heard some.
Whoa. All right, that's all the time we've got for today. I've been Gary Smith.
I've been Cameron. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast, Mr. Jake Underwood. And anything you want to plug?
No, that's it. I think I'm very happy to be here. Obviously, stay tuned for the collab, the Coles Barbecue Essentials featuring me and Coast.
Do you want to plug your musical endeavours as well?
Oh, you want to check out the Winfield Road Experiment, King River Rising, the Heat Seekers, Miguel Brooking, the RSAs, and I'm sure I've forgotten a few others. But let's check them out. Very good. Very
Not
good
quite
music.
as good as the Hoskin Street Hypothesis,
Well,
but close.
Now, you're doxing a few too
You're
many
doxing
things
it,
except for your name.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we're mumbling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for having me. I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.
Food in the shop, Froffies in the shop, Fortnite in the shop.